Hey DCC and CC, what are your thoughts on RBW and Jewel going forward?
RBW is the unicorns one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So unicorns one is just not really going to. It's a great time to scoop it up because it's
Yeah,
dirt cheap. It's
yeah.
it's
You
on the
could try.
gutter.
You could try to average out over the
Yeah.
next 1 year on that because it's not something you'd want to
Yeah.
just try to buy all in one shot.
Right.
If you're gonna buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I just occasionally throw a little like shekel, whatever. Like, oh, I got like an
There you
extra
go.
$300, and I just
Yep.
I'll buy some. And then sometimes I stake it and then I do stake it because you can single side stake it. But besides that, that's what I think about RBW. There is some big money behind that project, but that's all when GameFi is going off again, right?
Right.
But the price is down substantially, so I mean you can get a really big bag that later on it's going to be pretty decent. I think. I don't think it's dead. They're continuing to work on the project, even though the premise is quite yeah out here. But like let's see shout out to the bronies. But like yeah, and in terms of Jewel, I don't think Jewel is dead or anything like that. But it's the same sort of thing. It's just not that season for that stuff. It's slightly attached to the GameFi side.
Yeah,
So.
and a lot of these altcoins will they'll take it about until a year till they really get a strong move on them. So that's why I say you have a long time to accumulate them. So just like you said, just kind of shave off some of the bits there.
Personally, I would only if you're buying it and you wanted to yield farm anything on it, I'd yield farm on Crystal Vale. Personally, just because the yields are steady there. They're 30-60% yields and you're earning in Crystal. And then I would just take whatever you're yield farming back into Jewel. Because if that's what you're trying to stack. Because what I like is Crystal. I like Crystal AVAX pool as my yield pool there. And then from there, I just sell the runoff into one day into Jewel the other day and back into the LP.
Yeah,
And that's how I do a flip flop back
and I
forth.
do think about 1 year from now, GameFi and Metaverse stuff is going to be hot again.
Right.
Yeah, so but right around that Bitcoin having going right through that, it's going to kind of get like underground hot first, and then it's not going to get like mainstream hot until Bitcoin breaks a new all-time high, basically.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a kind of like a run on people in crypto being like, shh, let's buy a little bit. Oh yeah, it's pumping. It was cool.
I saw a couple accounts, good accounts. These guys don't do too much anything bad, but they say, "Hey, you guys remember this project and this project?" They only talked about two projects, Jewel and Tomb. It was weird. It was very weird. It was just like, whoa, what did you? Like, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you later. But it was just very big account, big
Right.
account that was like, hey, look, remember all this down memory lane? Oh yeah, remember these? Why would they be bringing it up and stuff? Probably because it's pretty cheap already,
Or they already got their bag,
Or they already got their bag, yeah.
or both.
Well, yeah, they don't start talking about it until they
Yeah.
secure their bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, next question, Kyle.
We got Chris I'm guessing Tennessee or TN. Where should I put 7K for massive gains?
I got my answer.
Well, not financial advice, of course, but it all depends on if you have a portfolio or not. If you're just ABing for the first time ever, $7 grand. But
True.
Pulse chain, no shit.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
What are we talking about?
Yep.
I would take 3K of that into Pulse and then spread the other money around the other myriad of tokens, basically. Just make sure you get yourself a PHEX bag. And there's a lot of people hating on PulseX and stuff, too, which is like crazy. Like, it's below SAC right now. Get a bag. Like, why not? I mean, if we're looking at seven grand, you put 3K into Pulse Chain, you put 1,000 into PulseX, 1,000 to PHEX, EHEX, right? You got an extra 1,000, and then you maybe do 1,000 in shitcoins or something like that, or Flux or Famous or eFiat or one of the nice tokens there and stuff.
Fame, I think, will be a pretty solid one.
I think, yeah, that one's going to be pretty good because it's leverage trading and people want to be retarded. Well, welcome to the casino, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I'd rather own part of the casino, which is by owning that token, you will.
Definitely. And then be on the lookout, too. I will be having those guys on again sometime in the next week or so.
Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be interesting.
definitely. Next question, Kyle.
We got KK. What is a good ratio to swap PulseX for Pulse?
I mean, well, the thing is
You have to kind of look at the chart for that one, right? Or,
Yeah.
or the DEX
the
itself.
decks. I mean, it's a chart deck, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's swapping Pulse to PulseX, Kyle?
Yes, PulseX for Pulse.
Oh, PulseX to, well, you closer to 2. I mean, right now it's been stuck at this 2.5 to 2.6 for a while. So like it's not the best. The best time would have been like obviously when it just launched, there was a little bit of time there where it was decent, but it's basically been going between 3.5 down to 2. Right? But now we're probably not going back to 3.5 unless something bad happened to Pulse X, which I
Yeah.
don't think so. So it's right now we're looking at like the closer you can get to 2, the better. Right now I've just been seeing it at this. I mean, basically it hasn't moved for any. It hasn't
Yeah,
moved.
you have to kind of wait till one outpaces the other substantially.
And one of the problems is too is like there's so much liquidity in terms of like the pairs. And now, look, if you share my screen. So if you actually look at it right now, right, like one pulse equals 2.59 pulse X. But if we go to but the reason this hasn't moved much is because there's $90 million of liquidity on Pulse X Wrap Pulse LP. So it's not going to move much now. Like basically the ratio is stuck effectively until it's some big, because volumes are down right now about 80% from when like everything was going crazy. So that there's not enough volume, there's not enough people trading back and forth. It's not really moving the ratios that much. The only ratios that are going to move at all would probably be, what I've seen is probably just P hex E hex. P hex E hex are going to be ones because magically there's no pool here. So then people are less incentive. Only like the biggest whales are like providing liquidity there. So those are the ones that are going to move back and forth. I mean, like the other day, like what we had E hex gain 80% on P hex. And then now it's calmed down. It's gone. So these two, that's both a good and bad thing, right? I think it's mostly a good thing, but hey, but I like that those can move. So like there's a little bit of action there, but for Pulse, it's just better to buy with cash if you can. But you have to use what you got.
Yeah. I would say buy a few more and then just kind of wait till one gets out of whack, and then at that point move whatever you have, because you have to have some in both in order to kind of make a move. If one outpaces, like let's say Pulse X outpaces Pulse, we don't expect it. Oh shit! Well then, if you have some Pulse X to sell, right, then you can flip it into Pulse on that time. But it does seem like they're going to probably stay neck and neck for quite a while here.